Let's try again. Let's try again. It's a watch party. Party. Can you guys hear me? Okay, we back. We back. All right, hold on. Now I'm gonna need y'all to hashtag Sistas on BET tonight. Okay, 9 p.m. It's in about 30 minutes, less than 30 minutes on BET. Tell your friends, tell your family. Hold on. Hold on. Let me see where my good sis at, because we gotta have a right now. Hey, I'm so excited too. It's been 5 seasons, not 5 full years though, but 5 seasons. Yes, here we go. Period. Finally. Boom. Wait, Kay, put a little bit down more.
Down more.
Yeah.
Right. There we go.
Yeah. Bam.
Voila.
Perfect. Ooh, this hair is good.
Thank you.
So, yeah, it's giving.
Adrian.
Girl, let me just, before we even get into all the little work stuff they got us, how do you feel? Like, KJ Smith official, 5 seasons of a TV show.
KJ Smith official.
Okay? Like, no, honestly, take us back to your first moment, maybe even a moment right before you got the show, and take us through a little bit of your journey and how you got here today.
Well, right before I got the show, I was wondering what my next job was gonna be. I was like, am I gonna get another job? And then Tyler Perry came along and changed my life forever. And we were in the same. I love our experience because it's so unique. Like we were. I mean, I feel like even the posters.
Yes.
Even the posters at the studio, we look like babies.
We were
grown women. But I look at the posters and I'm like, oh, it's just want to pinch your little cheeks. You're so precious. You're so precious. Like, we didn't know what we didn't know. So that's what I would say. I would just say that, like, I was so naive. And, and now I just feel like more tapped in. I feel more secure in this place, in this space. I feel more confident because, I mean, we are changing the world. I say that and I believe that because people message us all the time. Like, you have taught me this, or you have shown me this, or now I know I can do this, or now I believe in this. So I feel like we're changing the world. So I think at first it was very overwhelming. It was like, wait, I just want to do what I love, and not be on the street. That's really what I wanted to do. But now it's like, now the vision has gotten so much bigger because of what has happened, because of it. How do you feel?
Girl, everything that you said times 1,000. I think we just have a very special story because it happened right before the pandemic. And I still don't know what that fully means for us individually and collectively. But, that was like a saving grace. I mean, we could have been in a way different position. You know what I'm saying? We could have, we were in the space to help our own family, our own friends. We were called to kind of be community leaders in that moment for us. So, and then privately, a lot of us went through, there were a lot of deaths and rebirths, and there was moving, and there was a lot of starting over and then picking up where we left off. And there was a lot of healing relationships. And, it's been very emotional. Like, it's been a whole.
No, for real.
It's been a whole situation, like we've been through a lot together. And let alone the TV show, 5 seasons, also a pandemic or a global event. So it's just been kind of crazy. And baller alert, I'm trying to accept your request, but it is not letting me do it. Just like with KJ is giving me issues here. I don't know why. Because y'all, if y'all didn't know, our other guest is baller alert. Because Sistas is everybody's favorite show. Let's just keep it a buck. Like,
we don't make the rules.
we didn't make this up. So it's I don't understand why it's not letting me have you jump on, but maybe guys, if you guys can exit and come back in, then maybe I could invite you. So, oh yes, hold on.
Are you reading the comments?
I'm reading the comments. I'm already looking at.
I have
First
become
of all,
a master at doing lives and reading the comments. Like you,
right here, because
you have to be on it. You have to be able to multitask.
I'm trying to be with y'all here. I'm trying to be all the way with y'all.
Let me see.
Listen, we talk about this often, but can we please talk about the importance of representation and creating safe spaces for varied Black stories? What does that look like to you, KJ, especially right now in the middle of your journey?
You know what? I'm gonna let you handle that. I'm gonna let you handle that question.
Like, I mean, I feel like, you know, it's just important. The more people that you see that look a little bit like you, the better you feel about your place in the world. It's very simple. We're visual creatures. You know, what we see, we repeat, we do. So if we see a certain type of being presented a certain type of way repetitively, we are conditioned to think that's how they behave.
Yes.
And so for me, it's really important to create more spaces where we can have deeper conversations and there can be more complex versions of that. And that's why I love our show, because you can see that in our show, there's 5 different states
of being a Black woman. And that's just one demographic, because we're not even talking about the demographic that's still in college, the demographic that's still in middle school, high school, you know, the demographic, the children, the seniors, the golden girl generation. Like, you know, no, I agree with that. And I am a visual person. So for years, for me, it was like, this is not possible. I don't see anyone who looks like me.
Yeah.
Who acts like me, who comes from where I come from. I don't see that on TV or behind the scenes, like personality wise with the actor or actress themselves, or producer or director, etc. And so, you know, it's crazy because that's my point. That is what's changing the world. Because it is a diaspora of people and colors and personalities. And like, I love the goth movement with the Black girls. I'm like, yes.
Shout out to the alternative Black girl. Shout out to the alternative Black girl. We see you. You exist. You matter. Like, your voice matters. And right now, I know I'm an extremist like other people. I know I want all the change today, right now. That's just not how life works. Life is very just step by step. So that's where I'm just trying to give myself grace as an artist to realize we are one brick in many, 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 many bricks. You know what I'm saying? And so if we can just continue making that bridge for people like us, then we won't have to be the first. This won't be a special thing. This will just be a regular thing. Like, we can celebrate all Black artists in these kind of spaces. So that's what's really important to me. And baller alert, I'm trying to let you guys in once again. It is saying that you're unable to join. I'm not quite sure what's happening, honey, but I'm trying to add y'all 8 different types of ways. But until we figure that out, okay.
Let me ask you questions. Let me get into this with you.
Oh yeah, get into it.
So it's not just one-sided here. Okay, this is because listen. That's another thing that we've learned. We can go with the flow. Okay,
yes, we can.
It's something that we're always gonna be able to do. Okay, listen. You see me fighting the bear. Help the bear. I'm gonna figure it out. Novi gonna figure it out. We're gonna figure it out. Everybody in our cast is going to figure it out. Okay? Help the bear.
That's definitely our names.
All right, so let's get into your character. Okay. So I'm locked up, won't let me out. So you know, Sabrina and Maurice are in jail, thanks to Logan. Will Bayou be the one to come and rescue them?
Oh Lord, I don't know. I hope so. I think everybody wants Andy to do it, though, to be quite honest. They was like, they want Andy to get her lawyer.
I'm a little superhero.
You know what I'm saying? Like, just
she's a servant of the people.
Shout out to all the lawyer women. Shout out to all the lawyer women, because we don't see a lot of Black women lawyers on screen. So just shout out to that. So, but
and a divorce attorney at that.
Like, divorce attorney. girl,
Yes.
and you know, that's a whole nother conversation. But yes, exactly. So I mean, Maurice and Sabrina are into some shit.
Mm-hmm.
Because perhaps they've been keeping the wrong company. I don't know.
Just
Um,
perhaps.
perhaps I don't know. I don't know. I feel
Like, how do you think Sabrina's choices could have been different, and how would Novi handle that situation? Because you and Sabrina are very different.
like way different. Nah, I would be asking. I'd be asking all the questions. Like, hold on, why you want to come over here? Why you gotta withdraw this money for who now? When? Gary? Oh no, I don't fuck. I don't go. I don't like Gary. So nope. I'd be like, nope. I don't. Shut all that down. Andy, I love you, girl, but
Yeah.
not Gary. No, I don't honestly. This was a twist and turn. I don't think any of us saw coming. Mm-hmm. So this is going to be really interesting because I feel like Sabrina's a scapegoat a lot. That's just how I feel. She gets thrown under the bus a lot.
No, that's fair. She ends up in other people's like stuff. It's been so many situations actually.
Like, why is she here again? Why is she talking about?
Why is she in a fight with somebody?
Why is she here?
Like, no.
So,
no, for real. Like, I just had an epiphany. Like, but why is that?
Why is that? And I feel like, I don't know if because y'all have to realize, y'all, we don't see the scripts until maybe, what, 3 weeks?
Yep.
Before we get to set. So even though Tyler could be writing right now, we have no clue what's going on. Yes. That's what y'all don't understand. We're literally only like 5 steps behind y'all. We're not 20 steps behind y'all.
Yeah.
So we have no idea what's happening with our personal characters. Right. I think I got one phone call one time, girl, like once, like one time. Oh, so what you think like happening?
You want to do this?
I was like, hold on, he's calling me to ask me stuff. Okay, wait. I didn't know what to say. But we are just throwing in it as a loop as you guys. And for me, what I've learned, like KJ said, is in this show, just go with the flow. Roll with the punches. We are a drama show. We are melodrama. We are twists and turns.
Yes.
And that's what we're going to do. Yes. So this is the big twist and turn that people didn't see.
Yeah. Quiet as it's kept, you know, they talk about friendship and loyalty and sisterhood. That just brings me to another point about Sabrina's character. She's loyal. Like, she's loyal. She's in the trenches with her friends. And I feel like that's another reason why she's always in there. Even if she's not the source, she is going to be a part of the solution. And I think that's really dope about Sabrina's character. That's one of the things that like has been
behind her friends, even if she don't agree with them.
Yeah.
Which, honestly, I think that's what real friendship is about. And that's why I always tell people, why do you think Danny and Sabrina hang out so much? Y'all always talk about how much Danny is so real and this, that, and the third, but Danny would not be hanging out with Sabrina if she did not respect her opinion. So yes. there's that's why you guys see Andy and Karen together, because there's something between Andy and Karen. They have an understanding when it comes to love and how they love men and what that is. That's an unspoken bond between those two women. And that's something you can't explain. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I think is really cool about seeing a sister circle, but then seeing the intricacies within the friendship dynamic.
Yeah, that's good.
No, we outside. So wait, hold on. Now I have to ask you. Gary's done some crazy things, KJ, and you can pass on this question, but has anyone? What's the craziest thing a man has ever done to get back with you?
Oh, in my personal life? What man? There is. What are you talking about?
I mean, the old KJ. I mean, like KJ 10 years ago when she was still dating. Were men acting crazy, or did you just have your boundaries up? Like, we're good.
I plead the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, she's playing the fifth, y'all. Okay, listen, boom. Real friend.
Really sitting right.
So, baller alert, asking the question. Because, you know, when your friends say they don't want to answer it, don't peer pressure your friends. That stuff is not cool, y'all. Just move on. Okay, so baller alert asks, what are some ways that you and your girls stay connected to one another? That's good. How do you stay connected with your girlfriends and your girl group? Because I know you have a tight group of girls.
Oh my gosh. You know what? The thing is about understanding, because it's not always communication all the time. Like, we are grown women. I mean, we have businesses, we are, you know, we have our lives, we have our personal lives, we have partners, we have, some people have children, we have our family members, and of course, life circumstances. So it's really about just clear communication. And that doesn't have to be often. It just has to be clear. Like, hey, girl, I'm gonna hit you in 2 weeks. I'm working on a project. I need to get my thoughts together. I need to decompress. Or, hey, girl, I was just around my family for a week. You know, like, I don't want to nobody right now. Or, do you want to go somewhere? Like, I found this really great thing. Or thoughtful gifts. My best friend in the whole wide world, she just sent me something really sweet. I had, you know, something happened last week, and she just sent me something. Like, she just, something just so sweet and thoughtful. And she didn't call or anything. I didn't even know it was coming. But
Right.
she knew the situation. So it's important for us to just be clear about where we are and what's happening. And I think that's what keeps relationships going, because when it's this like elusive mystery and you're like, I haven't talked to her in 2 months, it's like, well, pick up the phone and call. Like, it's, relationships are two-sided. There's a reciprocity, and maybe you need to check on your strong friend, which is all your friends are strong. Like, that's another thing that I love about being a Black woman, is all my friends are strong, no matter how tough they're perceived or sensitive they're perceived. Everybody's strong. You know, I don't care if you're from New York. I don't care if you're from Germany. I don't care. Everybody's
That's well said.
Because to get through what we've gone through alone in 2020, you're a strong human person.
Oh,
like,
wow. That part.
So yeah, I think that's what it is for me. What is it for you?
That was so beautiful. For me, it's definitely what you said. I think the best thing I can do is just be honest with where I am right now, and then tell my tribe around me and inform them. That's all that I can do. I'm not in the best mental space right now. I can't show up for you right now. You know, do you want me to listen? Do you want me to give you advice? Or, you know what, I need some time to myself. Give your friends a warning. I know sometimes it sounds very planned out, but sometimes it is, because you've been bubbling and brewing and going through your own personal thing, and now you're coming to a capacity where you kind of have to go internal and be introspective and spend time alone. So the best thing you can do is communicate with people, and then also tell them the season you're in. One of my best girls just had a baby, and so if she's in the season of having a baby, what does that really look like? What does that really mean?
Yes.
If you are in the season of being engaged,
I met her.
Girl.
I met her last
yes,
week.
you met her at the event.
Yes.
And so it's like, if you're engaged right now and you know that this friend has been manifesting love for a long time, and let them enjoy their engaged season. If this person has been manifesting steady work, let them enjoy their steady work. This is now have to get up and go, and whatever the case may be. If you really enjoy the person and enjoy who they are, their full story, not just parts of them. Yes. But if you enjoy their full story, you're going to stay around and you're going to see how it turned out for real. And sometimes it might be, man, I remember I had one girlfriend. We was every day at lunch, breakfast, dinner, talking on the phone every day, making money together, doing our thing. Woo, woo, woo. And now I don't speak to her maybe every couple years. Because that's just where it is at today. It doesn't mean that it's going to be that way forever. And so sometimes there are those moments when you're really close to somebody, and we get used to that. And so we then expect that to be their consistent presence in our life. So I agree with you 1,000%. Like, and that's one thing about our show I love. I'm sorry. Go ahead, KJ. I'm sorry.
No. That's so poignant. It's the season and the era that we're in. Like, that is so poignant. I'm sorry. No, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No. At the end of the day, it's just like Andy is in her season right now with Gary. Sabrina's in her season with Calvin. Danny's in her season with Preston. Like, all the girls are in their season, and with Karen too. And I know you guys like to get on Karen, but she's in her season. We've all had friends that have been in these different seasons. And so at the end of the day, why are you really their friend? You know, that's what you got to ask yourself. So baller alert, we've been trying to.
It must be a great when things are up, but when things are down, that's when the friendship, that's when you really rely on your friends. And I mean, I think the show shows it more than ever because and you're going to really see it in season 5 because everybody has their down. Everybody is going to hit the bottom because that's what happens in life.
In real life.
We're not always up. Life is like this. Life is like this.
Like
sometimes like
and
this.
that is so beautifully said because baller alert then just asked KJ, how important is accountability in friendships? Lord Jesus, we've had our own thing with accountability, girl. We've had our own thing, okay? We've had our own thing because y'all have to understand we have a working relationship too. We have a working relationship. So we have other levels. We've never done this before. We have a working relationship. This is our first time doing it. Accountability comes in all relationships. And so how do you deal with accountability? For me personally, I had to go to therapy because I can't hold anybody else accountable if I can't do it to myself, babe. If I cannot be a woman of my word, I cannot expect the people around me to do the same thing. That's all. And so for me, it was just like, one, sometimes you're on different pages. You know what I'm saying? You start off on different pages. You might be in the same book, baby, because we in the same book, clearly. But we might have just been on a different page. So now, how do we get there? You know what I'm saying? And so for me, it was like, my therapist always says, okay, cool. What are you going to do about it?
I hear you talking all this, but what are you going to do?
You can say, this, that, and the third, but what do you do? What are you going to do? What you going to do?
Right.
And so for me, accountability is just, if it's not showing up in my life, it's because I've been slipping on my own. That's how I personally feel.
I think, honestly, Novi, the person, Sabrina too, actually, this is what y'all have in common. You hold people accountable. Novi will be like, why are you doing that? Don't do that. You don't need to do that. Like, no, seriously. Like, that is Novi as a person. So when she says that, she means that. That is who she is. And we love it. And we love to see it because she's not going to let you slip. She wants you to be your best self. You know, I'm like, listen, you happy with what you have on? I personally don't like it, but if that makes you happy, no, I don't even say I don't like it. I'll say I wouldn't wear it. If it was me, you know, this is a minute example of accountability, you know, and it's like, we have two different versions of communication, although both ways are accountability. And I had to go through therapy as well, because I think and I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's something that we just have to unlearn, because I think even as people, you're like, they did it. Girl, I didn't do it. I'm not guilty. You know, and it's like, no, that's not accountability. Accountability is when something good happens, you look at yourself, and when something bad happens, you look at yourself. Like, what role did I play in this? And then apologize for it, knowing the role you play. You know, Novi and I, we're very honest. Like, we've been, girl, listen, I ain't like that.
He's a Taurus, I'm a Scorpio, y'all already know. Like, it's sister signs.
The coolest part is that what we're doing, we're demystifying the hard conversations. We're demystifying the idea that you have to let your friends just run amok because they're your friends. That's not how this goes. Because if you want them to continue on this journey with you, because one day they're going to run amok and you're going to be like, oh no, I'm sick of it. I'm tired of it. But did you ever hold her accountable? Did you ever say, hey, I don't appreciate that? Or, hey, I think you're better than this. Or, hey, come to therapy with me. It can start like that. Like, I've learned to lead with love and saying, hey, I love you. And I think this would help our relationship, and not being like, you need to do this. You need to focus on this, girl. You need to focus on yourself. You don't need no man. It's like, hey, I love you. What can I do to help? You know what? I think you're really, like, gorgeous and beautiful, and you are powerful. How do you feel? You don't feel that way? Okay, how do we get you to feel that way? Because that's the part that gets people to leave toxic relationships, gets people to leave toxic work environments, get people to leave toxic friendships. You getting into someone's face and telling them how wrong they are for it is never going to work. It's never
nothing but trigger them quicker
and make them
into defense mode.
And they're not supposed to go.
Yes, it's in defense mode, and you trying to find people that you can just be defenseless with,
Yes,
but still
exactly.
talk about your position and say who you are and all
Yes.
those other things. It's just, y'all, this life shit is not easy. Like, it's not, it ain't for the birds, baby. Like, we gotta, you gotta clock in every day. A little 5-minute meditation.
You have to
Like,
clock every day and
every
be
day.
You're not robots. And as much as we like to think that we can be robots and just wake up and do the same thing, like, we really have to be present. We really have to say, what are my intentions?
Yep.
Do I want to lead with love? Do I want to be present? Do I want to smile to the person walking down the street? It's really simple things. You just got to make sure you tap in. Like, we get up, the alarm goes crazy, and you're already in an urgent state.
Oh, girl, you must be next to me here every day. Because, like, sometimes I get so fast up out of bed. I'm like, why do I do that? Why do I do that? And then I think about that. I think about just that action and how I show up in relationships like that. Like, do I require that urgency? Do I require that energy at all times? And it's just very reflective. And that's why I really enjoy being an actor, you know, and this is a message for any creative out there. It's therapy, y'all. You got to look at your own behavior. You got to defend your character. Go ahead, Kay. Go ahead, Kay.
I'm gonna tap in. I'm just gonna tap in. I tell people this all the time. They're like, "Oh, actors are fake. Actors are fake." Actors have to be the realest people because we have to be authentic to ourselves so we can start at a blank slate. We have to know who we are to know who we are not, because we're taking characters every day. We're taking on characters, and beyond the characters, you all know, we're auditioning for projects. It's different characters coming into our psyche every day. Also, in addition to that, we're coming into contact with people who love us and people who we love back. And we have to have our authentic energy. The cast of Sistas they're the most authentic people I've ever met in my life because they're so secure. They are so tapped into who they are. And we can be a light to other people when we can be true to ourselves. Yeah. So it's crazy when people are like, actors have to be fake. I mean, you cry for a living. I'm like,
those are not fake emotions.
Nobody pays me enough to be fake in my personal life.
Hold on.
Nobody pays me.
No, never. And those are not fake. And the thing is, we've seen each other all go through things personally. So when those emotions come out on set, we know that person's drawing from a real place, honey. Like, that's not, it might not look the same way to y'all because you guys have to realize it's not edited the same as other projects are edited. So that's the difference between our projects and other ones. But the emotions, the strength, the tenacity, again, nobody works harder than people at TPS, cast and crew. All right. We know the show is about to start very soon, so we have a few more questions. Baller Alert wants to say, do you feel as a successful Black woman, there's an unspoken pressure to keep up appearance?
Yeah.
KJ.
Yeah.
That's a therapist on that other side. Hold on.
You go. I'm not gonna touch this with a 10-foot pole.
I mean, yes and no, absolutely, because humans are in a game of visibility. Like, that's just what it is. The more you see somebody, the more you feel familiar with them. We're actors. Our job is to be visible. We're supposed to be there. We're supposed to be in your psyche. Okay. I know you guys are ready. You guys are excited for the show. Yes. So yeah, there's definitely pressure. I think that can apply though to all businesses and all people in some kind of way, shape, or form. What do you think?
100%. I think from a young age, we were taught, especially because we're Black, we have to be exceptional at everything.
Oh God.
Parents is a part of that. Particularly as a Black actress, we are setting a standard, and so there is a lot of pressure. I mean, before, full transparency, before I got all glammed up, I had my twists. I put my little wig cap on, and I put,
and your wig, and done.
And this is my brand, so to speak.
Yeah.
So, it doesn't take away from my authentic self. However, it's just like we have a task. We're leaders, and so, we can do both. you know, and there's a
Yes.
doing both, and I love that. However, I do feel like there is pressure because, you know, I'm just gonna say it, you know, people like to tear you down.
Yeah.
People like to tear you down. I mean, you have one hair out of place and someone's going crazy like,
Oh, why she look like that? And why?
it's like, oh, right. You don't know what's been going on with me. You don't know that
My bad.
you know, it's like really, it's really like it's a culture that I don't support, but you know, I do know that it's a part of a business that I chose to
Yeah.
participate.
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
Yeah. Like we said, we can only lay one brick at a time. And KJ and I and the girls were part of one small brick. Like we can only do so much. And I think we used to talk about this a lot, especially when the pandemic was happening. We can't be everything to everyone. Like, y'all just hold on, calm down. Okay. And then Penn Badgley, the actor from You, and I love that show. He said, he's a Scorpio too. He was like, me as an actor, my job is to portray social commentary. And girl, that just lifted a weight off my shoulder. I was like, oh,
That's good.
oh, I am a social commentator. Like I am. This is where we are today. This is what we some of our stories are. And that's what we're supposed to do as artists is stamp history and stamp so that people in the future can see where we were at and learn from there. So it's very important. Image is very important, period. I don't care what nobody says. I can't stand. Get dressed. Okay, get dressed.
Show up.
Show up to life. That's what you're doing, you know. And it doesn't have to be full beat, full glam. That's not what I mean. I mean, just get up, wash your booty, you know, just pick your hair out a little bit and put some decent clothes on and go outside, you know. So I'm just saying, image is very important. And because lastly, because Black women's images have been put in hands that don't belong to them.
That's it.
That's why it's important. And I love what we do. And y'all don't know, but we be in our glam bags, y'all. We always talk about glam. We're always thinking about glam because it's very important for you guys to see how many different versions there are of us. Okay. And how many different ways we can express ourselves. Get into it. So yes, we're ready. Chanel said we could sign off now. Y'all ready to watch the show?
Oh, hashtag Sistas on BET. Show us some love. Bye.
We'll see you on Twitter. Bye. Bye, Kay.